Good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. This morning I have two guests with me. First of all, good morning to Alan Embry.
Good morning.
And good morning to Jeff Christensen.
Good morning.
And they are the president. Alan is president. Jeff is vice president for the local Christian Motorcycle Association. So we're really happy to have you here to talk about the association and some of the things you do. So I guess, Alan, we'll start with you, and just to give us some basic information about the Christian Motorcycle Association.
Okay, the Christian Motorcycle Association started out in the mid-'70s when it was first organized. Currently, we're in 27 different countries, approximately 65,000 members worldwide. We're a multi-denominational organization. We have 18 chapters here in the state of Iowa. Our local chapter, we meet like on the third Friday of each month, normally at the Main Street Grill at 7 o'clock here in Atlantic. Anybody who ever wants to come down to one of our meetings is sure welcome to come. We'd love to have more members, more people come down and see us.
You bet. And Jeff, who are your other officers?
We have Doug Beerbaum is our chaplain. My wife, Shelley Christensen, is our road captain. Phyllis Hansen is our secretary and treasurer. She's from up in the Irwin area.
Okay.
And as you said, Alan's our president, and I'm our vice president. So.
Okay. And how much area do you cover? You mentioned Irwin. It's the Southwest Iowa group. Kind of how many counties does it cover?
We're pretty much Southwest Iowa, but there is a chapter out of Council Bluffs. We do have a gentleman who comes to us from Guthrie Center. Yeah, it's a long ride. He's, when you're looking for somebody to ride with, to push Christ and talk about Christ, you got to find where they are and go.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And in the summertime, I don't know, does he ride his bike over?
His motorcycle, yes, he does.
Probably not doing too much of that right this minute, I would imagine. So, Jeff, what do you do in the wintertime? I mean, you're not doing much out there riding, I wouldn't think.
Well, I haven't done a whole lot this winter. We still have our meetings. We get together and we have supper on, like I say, once a month, and basically
have a good time.
Good time, mostly, yeah.
Now, let's talk about some rallies. I understand that there are bike rallies around the state, and what's the closest one that you've had?
The closest one we have would probably be over in Winterset. We have our state rally be there this year for the state CMA rally. We do also help out with other motorcycle rallies, as far as some of the A-Bait rallies and stuff like that. We have booths at their different rallies. Part of what we do there is we go out and we help them with some of the motorcycle games and have fun like that. Basically, we're there to support anybody who needs help. I guess our main goal of the Christian Motorcycle Association is help serve the community. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things we'd like to do here in the Atlantic area is get some more members and be able to help serve in our community a little more here.
And the way I found you guys actually was because of some money you donated to the Family Crisis Support Network.
Yeah, we took up a donation at one of our meetings and got with them and was able to make a donation to them.
So you'd like to kind of expand on some of those kinds of things that you're doing.
We'd like to do more of that.
Okay, so you need to have some more members. Now, Jeff, you mentioned there are games that you help with. What kind of games?
Well, they do like a barrel roll where they take a barrel and put it in front of the front tire, and you got to roll it down. First one there wins. They do slow drag. See how slow you can go to get to the other end. Oh, boy. I guess I don't really pay that close attention.
But you go and you have a great time.
You have a great time.
I'm guessing one of the things that happens when you go to these rallies is that you see people there that perhaps you don't see other places or other times. So it's kind of like a get-together. Right?
Yes, it is. We see members from all the way across the state of Iowa. We go up to Anamosa to the JP Cycles open house, and we see some of our members up there, other members, and we sit around and visit with them and find out what their chapter's doing to get ideas for what our chapter does. One thing we really are starting to do more of, and we're trying to learn more of it because when you first hear it, it's kind of funny. Bike blessings. Everybody thinks you pray on the bike to bless the bike. But actually what it is we're praying for the riders, for safety and anything in their lives that they'd like to have somebody pray for. A lot of people think, I don't want to have somebody pray for me, but it's a bike blessing. It sounds really innocent, and I'd be more than willing to have somebody pray over my bike. So any local churches that would be interested during the summer of having us come out and do a bike blessing, you can contact us, and we'd be more than willing to do bike blessings at any church in Atlantic or Griswold or Exira, Ottoman, anywhere around here that would like us to have us come out and do it.
Okay.
We'd be more than willing to do that.
That sounds like an interesting thing to do, and a positive thing for the community.
And as far as trying to contact us, if you go to cmausa.org, you can go to Find a Chapter and go to Iowa, and you can find our chapter, the Chariots of Faith, Atlantic, Iowa. And in that website, you'll find my name and email address, and you can contact me if you ever have any questions about coming and check us out sometime.
And that's a really good thing to know, because there are many people who are riding motorcycles out there who probably don't know about you.
That's right. Jeff and I, we didn't know who else to ride with. We'd rode with some local groups and stuff, so we got on the internet, and that's how we found this group. We were amazed there was one right here in Atlantic. We had no idea that.
Yeah. Well, and so I'm just sure you were really pleased to find that out. And like you say, then you have some other buddies to ride with. But, Jeff, this is also a family organization.
Yes, it is. My wife rides with us. She has her own bike. She rides. And my oldest son, Dylan Christensen, who's a senior in high school, rides with us. My youngest son, who's a freshman, rides with us. Alan's son, which is a sophomore. He rides with us. We're very family oriented. We're, some rallies you can't take your children with because it's nothing for kids to be at to witness. It's an adult thing to learn. But, we're really pushing for our kids to walk the walk that we wish we would have walked at their age.
And do you plan outings, just for instance, your family? Do you say, okay, Sunday afternoon we're going to take a ride and we're going to go?
Yes, we've done that. And it seems like every time you get on your motorcycle for a ride, there's food involved. I mean, we stop somewhere to eat. I guess I'm getting bigger, and I guess I'm going to have to blame it on my motorcycle.
Yeah, there you go. Well, something in terms of, we've talked about rallies a little bit, talked about family outings. Tell us about Run for the Sun.
Run for the Sun is the only fundraiser CMA has, and we raise money. Millions of dollars is raised nationwide, and those proceeds are going to missionary ventures. They're going for the Jesus Film Project. Part of what we do with that money is we buy motorcycles for ministers overseas that are in third world nations. So they need more transportation to get out and minister out in the jungle and stuff like that. We've also bought boats and horses and whatever they need to do their work.
Okay. And so when you do a Run for the Sun, what do you do?
Okay. We go around, we take some donations from different people, and basically what we all do, we get together and we go on a motorcycle ride, and then we turn in our donations at the end of that ride. We've been going up to the Veteran Cemetery the last few years.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that would be an interesting ride. And I think that I'm not a rider. I don't have a motorcycle, but my father-in-law and mother-in-law rode all kinds of places when their son was a baby. So I don't know, somehow maybe that's kind of coming over me. But it seems to me you can do things on a motorcycle. You can go places, see things on a motorcycle that you can't in some other ways.
The main thing about a motorcycle is so nice. You go out in a car and you get to see the scenery. But on a motorcycle, you not only see it, you hear it, and you smell it. It's really nice traveling on a bike.
Jeff, do you do any campouts? I know some people have I see them pulling their little camp thing behind them, and so they can camp out and really go on a trip.
Yeah, those people that are diehard campers camp. People like me find the local hotel where there's running water.
I'm with you.
Alan camps. I'm a hotel person. But, with a lot of rides, you do it. I pull a trailer of my bike because I got a lot of garbage to take with me when I go places. But, no, they got things like bunk houses that people pull and they sleep. But it's a fun thing to do. I mean, it's a good outing.
Okay. And you do camp, huh?
Yeah. My son and I, we go quite a bit. We put on over 10,000 miles a year on our motorcycle. We go up to, like I say, my son and I, we go to Sturgis, and we camp out up there at a Christian campground there. And it's just so beautiful riding up through there. And then in the evenings we go downtown and we do a little street witnessing and visiting with different people downtown Sturgis. and it's really nice. We think it's a nice environment. We meet a lot of nice people up there. There's all sorts there, but
Absolutely, and I know I'm sure people go to Sturgis can tell you all kinds of stories, but Jeff and Alan are here to say there's a lot of good stuff that's going on.
right.
Yes, there is.
And you see the guys on motorcycles or leathers. There's a lot of good ones out there.
That's right, and sometimes we have the wrong image. So we need to take a look at you and your families to find out, yeah, there is a lot of good stuff going on. And, you could probably tell me more stories, but we've run out of time. So we want to thank both Alan Embry and Jeff Christensen for coming in and visiting with us about the Christian Motorcycle Association. And go to a website and you can find out more, or go to a meeting and you can find out more. So until next time, gotta listen to this one. Strange how much you've got to know before you know how little you know.